Welcome to the Who Has Time for This series. In today's video, we're going to be talking about strength training. So let's get into it. Now, anyone who's been in the fitness world for any period of time knows there's a lot of things that fall under the umbrella of strength training. You got actual muscle building, where your actual strength goes in the muscle. You have endurance training, which is about how long can a muscle perform a specific action. You have agility, how fast that muscle can respond. You got strength and range of motion, how well your muscle can respond in various positions. All these things are a part of strength training. And so this video, I want to talk about how you can figure out what kind of training and how much training you actually need, and how do you set goals for when you're building up to things, and then when you can actually just go to a maintenance program and just maintain your strength, so freeing up time to do everything else. So let's do some learning. So there's different ideals how to judge and balance strength training. There's the ideal of absolute strength, which is how much you can lift something. Like for one rep, if you can do a 500-pound deadlift, that single rep, that's your absolute strength. Or that one rep chest press, that's absolute strength. And then there's relative strength. How much strength do you have of your body working together, doing functional things like squatting, getting up and down off of the floor, those kind of things. So I find the ideal of relative strength a lot more easier ideal to use to actually design a fitness program that is going to keep you healthy and free up time in your life. So let's explain how this is going to work. So there's going to be this model that I have here has two different components of it on how we're going to judge and figure out what kind of strength we need. The first one is going to be how much muscle mass and strength do you need to actually be able to control your own body. And the second component is what kind of strength do you need to build to actually handle everyday tasks, and that everybody usually kind of runs into these kind of things, like picking up a child and having to carry them, carrying a 20-pack case of water, cat food, laundry detergent, those kind of things, that box of file folders at the office, that we just have these awkward, heavy things that we need to be able to lift and be able to move in our life to, be an independent person, and that, people want to be able to do and not have to be dependent on other people. So how this is going to look, it's going to really depend on who you are and your body type. And I'm going to give two extreme examples here to kind of show how this is going to work. So on this end, let's say we have a 110-pound 5'2" girl who's, nice and petite. And on this side, we have a 6-foot, 200-plus pound guy over here. So very different body types, different genders, because gender does affect where we have muscles, where our quick, men have a lot more quick twitch muscles in their chest. Women tend to be able to have most of their strength capability being down in like the legs and the hips and the core. And so that makes a difference. So we're going to use these two extremes to kind of show how that works. I'm trying to figure out what you need for you and your body. So there's certain functional training things that you should be able to do that kind of show that you have the ability to manage your own body weight. One is the ability to sit down on the floor and then stand back up, preferably without hands. That is a longevity test, so that's a good one. Another one is a body weight push-up. You need to be able to push yourself up and move around, getting out of bed and things like that. So a body weight push-up. And so that's a couple examples of test for how well you can control your body weight. And then you have the everyday activities. So I've already stated, you want to pick something that you want to be able to do easily in your daily life. Let's say pick up that case of water and walk, case of water, you're at the store, you pick it up, you put it in the cart, which is very awkward, and then you pull it out of the cart and you put it up in the conveyor belt, and you have to get it into your car, and then you have to take it out of the car into your house, right? So a lot of awkward functional strength that needs to be there. Now, what kind of strength does the 110-pound 5'2" girl or the 6-foot guy need to perform those tasks? So let's talk about how that works out. Let's start with the ideal of a push-up. So the 5'2", 110-pound girl is going to need a lot less muscular strength than the 6-pound guy to do a push-up. And that is simply because of gravity and weight, right? So 110 pounds, you need a lot less muscular strength to push that up than someone who's over 200 pounds. So on that, the guy is going to need a lot more absolute strength on what he actually can do to manage his own body weight compared to the petite girl. So that is what you need to take in consideration, is how much strength do you need to move your body. And then continuing with the same people though, the guy is going to be able to easily pick up the case of water and walk it around quicker because he just needs that relative strength to move his body is going to probably be enough to pick up that case of water. Versus the girl who might need to do more strength to develop her absolute strength to be able to perform the same function. And then, of course, the way they go about lifting the water will be different. For example, the guy, he might be able to get away with just some chest presses and some bicep curls, and then he's good to go for mostly lifting it, and then he might end up potentially throwing his back out because he doesn't have good core strength, but that's a whole other conversation. And the girl who doesn't have the quick twitch fibers and the ability to build upper body strength as well is going to be more reliant on the strengths in the core and the hips and things. So she's going to be lifting more from her legs, and she just needs enough strength to hold on to it. And most of the strength and maintenance of that weight is going to be in her legs and in her core. But she's going, still will have the ability to lift it up and carry it across. So the girl might benefit to do more deadlifts and squats with just some maintenance on the arms, enough to be able to support the weight to be able to perform the function. So, depending on body type, you might need to hack whatever your functional strength thing is. But that's the thing to be thinking about, is that you can do it if you figure out how to hack and build strength relatively in your body that is going to help you perform that motion. And so that gives you a goal. And then so it also gives you a way to check it as you maintain it. So you can build the strength up, you're able to perform the task. And then if you're able to stop being able to perform the task, then you need to go back and increase your weight load and keep lifting. So that is how to shorten that process. And then this is how it goes with all the other things, with different types of strength exercise. So so far we've been talking about relative strength, but let's talk about getting that water bottles out of the cart. That also is going to require endurance, because you kind of have to hold it out there, and it's going to require a lot of mobility or flexibility or strength and range of motion of the body to be able to get into that awkward poses, to be able to carry it without hurting your back or neck. So there's caps here. So you might get strong enough to do it, but do you have the ability to actually hold that good form while doing it? And so those are the types of things. So that's when okay, I have the strength. Now I need to get into mobility. And then you can adjust and get that. And then if you have the mobility, you can add those exercises into your warm up and cool down while you're doing the strength. And then you can graft your exercise together in that maintenance phase to make sure you're getting everything. And then that's a way to do it. So you observe it, okay, picking up this water bottle case. Is it a strength issue? Is it a mobility issue? Is it an endurance issue? I can do it, but I can't take it across or whatever. And that will help direct you to be able to develop your relative strength that's actually going to be functional and practical in your daily life. That is going to free you up to do other things, because you're not, you have a well-balanced strength, you're going to be prone less to injury and things like that. So just to recap, the ideal is, take an evaluation. What kind of strength and where do you need it to be able to manage your own body weight? And then find functional, practical things that you do in your life that you're not only going to want to be able to do, but be able to do easily. And then just break it down. What are the components of that thing that need to happen and then focus your strength training that direction to help you build up to be able to achieve the goal and maintain the goal easily. And that will allow for that. Now, strength training is not easy. I mean, either way, there's a reason why people recommend doing it 2 to 3 days a week to maintain and to especially build strength. So when you're building, if you want to see results faster, you are going to want to do more work, 2 to 3 sessions a week. You can do it in 1 week and you can maintain in 1 week, but you have to be on top of it and you have to make sure you're optimizing and actually getting all the right exercises. There's not really room to have fluff in that. But yeah, so if you're in a process of building strength, you're going to want to put that little extra time in it so that you can get to the maintenance phase. And then you're also going to want to make sure that you're eating a lot of protein so your muscles actually have the nutrients to build. Because you can break them down all you want, but if you're not giving them what it needs to build up, you're stealing your results and you're delaying it out, wasting time. So there you have it. Who has time for this strength training? I hope this model, these ideals on how to look at it are helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if there's anything else specifically that you would like me to talk about. And please check out the rest of our Who Has Time for This series. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in another video.